you tried to preserve the confidence and yet reel him from the fog of making bad judgments and finding some clarity? How do you go through that?
Well, and I'll say it, and you know, we talk about this all the time, is so in this system, in our system here, your quarterback is the main guy. And he is that way all over the country. So goes your quarterback, so goes, you know, what you're doing. And he's got to be efficient and take care of the football and not put a ball in jeopardy. You know, and the interceptions that were thrown last week, you know, one of them, the guy, okay, he made a good play, Taj threw the ball a little low. But the one across the middle, it was a bad route. It was a bad throw. There wasn't anything good about that. You couldn't, there was no silver lining in that, you know, none. And there wasn't, hey, the guy made a good play. It was bad from both ends. And that's what you got to get rid of. You know, you're going to have a batted ball for an interception every now and then. Those things are going to happen. Guy's going to make a play. But just the ones that just get away from you, you can't do, especially in a critical point in the game.
Does Taj become too reliant, looking for just 2 targets like maybe Watkins, Allen, or?
Hey, I don't think so, because Jerron Brown had a good game. You know, Jerron really came into it. You know, I'm like any other quarterback. He knows who his playmakers are and who he knows who he wants to go to. But you know, and we talk about that. I mean, you can't get locked on to a guy, and there is times that he does lock on. And you know, as a young quarterback, you can't have that. You got to be able to go through your progressions and go through your reads, and trust your reads.
Has he made progress in that area, or is he?
I think he's made progress. I think, you know, it kind of talks about what I talked about a little bit earlier. You know, you make progress, but at the same time, you know, you're a quarterback. You've had the success you've had this year. You kind of feel invincible, and you can make every throw. And you know, and that's what we've got to kind of dial back in and relook at and refocus in on, and just go back to trusting your reads, and just remember, hey, look, what, you know, from the Troy game forward, what got us to that point, and it's just trusting your reads, and you go through progression. The play, it's all going to work itself out. The guys are going to get to the football that needs to get to football. You just can't force it.
2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of adding on to what you were just talking about. Does that include like guys like Pete, who we haven't heard much from lately? And it seems like 6 weeks or so ago we were talking about all these receivers. Now we're talking about 2 or 3.
Well, I think we had 7 that caught the ball the other night, so I think we're spreading the ball around well. You know, I think, you know, with some of the guys, Bart, is the fact, you know, the type of games we've been in, you know, the number of reps that they've been getting, you know, I don't know if it's presented itself to where they get a ball. I mean, there's been some drops, there's been some overthrows, and so I don't know if it's so much that as, you know, I thought we spread the ball around fairly well the other night. You know, Jerron Brown really definitely got involved in the game plan.
The other thing is, when you're talking about turnovers, 13, do you include failing to make a 4th and 1? Is that a turnover to you?
No, I'm talking about just handing the
fumbles
ball over.
or
Now,
interceptions?
that's what I'm talking about right
Okay.
there. That's just a lack of execution.
Where have you seen a guy like Brandon Ford improve over the last few weeks? And I know he's a year into this transition from being a receiver to a tight end.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Brandon. Brandon has done a good job. He's got great hands. He's got to get tougher. I mean, that's number one. I mean, Brandon's got to play more physical. He's done that. We challenge him with that constantly, and you know, he's not the only one. But Brandon's a guy that, you know, he's got a spot on this football team. He's made some huge catches for us over the last few weeks, and has done a good job blocking. But to get more reps, to play and be more consistent in the rotation, he's got to become more physical. And you know, and that's my challenge to him. Believe me, I've patted him on the back and told him he's doing a great job as far as that. Runs great routes, huge catch the other night, several of them. But you know, he still needs to understand that we got to continue to push that physical button. We got to be more physical in some of our run game with him.
How would you assess the offensive line, both run and pass blocking? I guess it's probably hard to say.
From pass blocking standpoint, no. From pass blocking, I would say I thought we did really well pass blocking. I mean, Taj got hit, I think, once or twice all night long. Very pleased with the way that we pass blocking. From a run game standpoint, very, we rushed the ball for 172 yards, 175 yards. Should have rushed it for 250 yards. And that's just me. It's my mindset. We want the 4th and 4 inches back. We've got to get better play out of our guard positions, both of them. Very non-efficient in the run game, and that's calling it like it is. You read into that whatever you want. We got to get more efficient in that regard. This needs to be the norm, and we talked it. I talked it all last week to our players. Yes, we're excited. Yes, you're playing for Atlantic Division Championship, but that's what you're supposed to do. And that's the thing. What do I have to do as an offensive coordinator to see the big picture? And to win the ACC championship, to win the rest of the games here, to win this week, to win the bowl, to win out. What do we have to do? What I have to do? What buttons do I have to push? And we've got to be more efficient from the inside position in our 2 guard positions.
What's the plan without Philip Price for at least this week and maybe more?
Well, we expect to have Philip back, not this week. I don't think. It'd be hard pressed, but we'll see. You're going to see us put David Smith at guard and Brandon Thomas at left tackle. That's kind of the rotation that you'll see right there. You'll see. Obviously, Mason Cloy will be involved in the rotation. Kaylon Davis, we're going to try to get Kaylon and get him involved in some of the guard positions with us. I don't know where he'll be with that. He has not practiced well over the last couple of weeks from any stretch of the imagination. Been very disappointed in Kaylon and the way he's practiced. And so that's, we're searching. We want, we got to get more efficient at our guard position, and we got to be more physical in those 2 positions right there. And it is I'm not real happy with it, to say the least. We're too soft and that. Now our 2 tackles, Dalton is getting everybody lined up. We've got to get more right there at those 2 guard positions.
You seen Sammy today or spoken to him?
Oh yeah, I've seen Sammy several times today. He keeps running around here. So.
What would you say his status?
How
healthy is he?
What I'm being told, there's a possibility later in the week or midweek, check him out, and he'll be out there today. Mondays are usually kind of a non-involved day, so we'll probably we'll reevaluate it. I guess middle of the week's what I'm being told.
If he was limited, who might get the reps that would be out there?
If Sammy's limited, I think you look at Adam Humphries. Adam will be the guy. That's who it is. He is. Adam Humphries is definitely proven himself to be a top tier guy. We probably need to get Adam on the field more, to be honest with you.
It's no secret.
Not necessarily at that position.
It's no secret, obviously, that when you get behind, things seem to flow better for you offensively. Is it because there's just that natural sense of urgency, and you can't get that to translate to early in the game?
We start out good. I don't know how many last several games we've taken the ball down and go score. And we've done that this year, and it's kind of like, I guess they feel like that. Okay, it's done, it's over. Let's go eat a hot dog or what? I don't know. It's the dangest thing. It's youth. That's a lot of it. A lot of it is youth, and learning a new system. And we had, they were trying to tell me last night, we 520 something yards of offense, and they were trying to tell me the number of times they've done that and where we are offensively in the country, and it turns my stomach to know what each game we leave out on the field. I mean, it's, I'm not, yes, we got 522 yards. We very well could have had 622 yards and scored more points. And we're not seeing that yet and getting that. And we will. It'll eventually happen. But I don't know. I mean, they then they get a little urgency about themselves and they get a little energy about them
But they seem to be working
and then here we go.
at the pace. They get to the pace you want, and the judgment seems to be even better under pressure
Mhm.
than it does when it's early in the game. I
Exactly.
mean, you don't turn the ball over late in
Right.
the game typically.
Well, when you do what we did from 5:27 to the end of the game, I mean, we went three times we went 80 yards and scored. They're at it last week, over 10, 12 plays, and just here we go score. Convert a 3rd and 6, go score. So I'm almost convinced on 3rd and 1 to 2, just take a delay. We'll back up to 3rd and 7, and we'll be more efficient there. That's what I'm gonna probably do this next week. Jump
Play
off sides.
Canadian Football League.
No kidding.
3
Something.
downs.
But it's to answer your question, when they get locked in with that sense of urgency, then that focus about themselves, here they go. And a lot of it is youth. A lot of it is understanding and continuing to grow in this system. 10 games into it, we are doing some good things, and I can't overlook that, but I can't harp on that, because if not, there won't be a Sharpie in town. Everybody won't buy Sharpies and sign autographs. I mean, you can't do that. But, I mean, we're doing good. We're doing well. We got a long way to go. What more could we really get? That's the thing. What more could you really do? And they see it.
Yeah, it's kinda
They
like
do see
Coach
it.
Sweeney said last night was, you don't want to be negative,
No.
but you look at things, you look at, analyze, and you kind of say, God, how good could we be?
There's no question.
And that's.
There is, and
that's
you're dead on it.
frustrating.
You're on it. I mean, we're one of the top teams in the country in converting 3rd downs, and that's what you got to have in this system. So we're just leaving some hidden yards out on the field, from as simple as just throwing the spot screen off of a zone read that we do all the time. We do it every day, and just doing that to loosen it up. I mean, then that gets a spark going. So, but you're right. It's a good question.
Anything else?
Anybody else?
Appreciate it,
Guys, the
Coach.
group of players that are coming
All
in
right.
today all have class till about 1:15, so
The pictures,
looks
the
like we
cards.
won't have a player
Huh?
till